Stand for the pledge.
I have pledged allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
John here. Trustee Rob, you want to lead a prayer, guy? Sure.
I would love to say prayer.
You can.
Can I please?
No, you stay
No,
right here. You stay right here.
Please pull it. Can I please?
Hold up. Okay, that's
Hold on here, one minute. Excuse me, everyone. Can I just say one thing? Of
course.
Excuse. Now, hold on, just wait. Excuse.
You're saying a prayer, right?
No, I know. Can I just say one thing before I say prayer?
Yeah.
Just, I was injured 12 years ago, almost even 13 for my birthday. Excuse me. I was trying to cross Section Road in Chicago. I was dating a handsome man that kept me wise and well. And when I was trying to cross Section Road, there was a person that worked with me, Jill, my instructor. I was trying to cross Section Road in Chicago, and he came up and hit me because he was talking on himself and rather than paying attention to the road. And he hit me. So you know what? All the people that love me too, God is getting me better. And I'll pray for your strength and well-being, but just, that means I love you. So just, that means I love you. But you know what that means? I love you the most. And I'll pray for all the people that I love because God, you're getting me better, but honestly, that means I love you. So can you show that all? No.
With the thumb?
Yeah. But you know what that means? I love you the most. So it's even more sweeter. And I'll pray for you too. But honestly, God has blessed you, God has loved you. So if I could ask one thing, may I say a quick prayer with you, please? In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. And I always kiss my hand for some reason. I don't know why I would do, but I love that the most, actually. Gotta get it while it's hot, right? But I won't get it out next. Hail, Holy Queen, our life, our station, and our love. To thee do we cry, for banished children of Eve. To thee do we send up our sighs, mourning and weeping in this valley of tears. Turn then, most gracious advocate, thine eyes of mercy toward us, and after this our exile, show unto us the blessed fruit of thy womb, Jesus. O clement, O loving, O sweet Virgin Mary, pray for us, O holy Mother of God, that we may be worthy of the promise of Christ, Lord Jesus Christ, who came, who rose, who is letting me get better, God. I do love everyone that takes care of me, but God, thank you so much for getting me better. Honestly, I love is it called the ceremony or the township meeting? Well, is it like for a gift? Not a gift, but like an award. Is it for an award?
Okay, in the name of the Father.
I love everyone that gets me better, and I'll pray for you too. Amen. Amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. That means I love you. We're going back.
And I'm going to do it
I
like
love
that.
you the most. Sorry. That means I love you. But that means I love you the most. I'll be next. Sorry. You're dead. Oh, okay. Wait, I'll try this. If I could ask something, can I actually please say just?
I don't know if you're aware of a
Can I
brain
just
injury,
say
but they have no filter,
Yeah, hey.
so they say whatever comes out.
Some people on the board have the same problem.
Don't worry about it.
We're all entitled to our 3 minutes though, so.
I'm
Just
popular.
32 more seconds, go ahead.
I'm popular, please.
You can say whatever
You want to call the roll?
Sure. All right, trustee Conley.
Here.
Trustee Rivera.
Here.
Trustee Bonomo.
Here.
Trustee Garwin.
Here.
Supervisor Ballage.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, the next thing is the HTHC Special Needs a Great Grant Award. Brent, you want to take over?
So Bridget in the chair over here, she's the recipient. I'll go through a few things on her background and how things have been with her before we present the check. So she's lived in Homer Glen since she was 2 years old. She's the youngest of 4 children. As she had mentioned, 20 years ago there was an unfortunate accident which has transformed her life and given her a handicap for the rest of her life. She did go into a coma for 27 days after she was struck, but she came out of it. God bless her.
God bless me all.
Prior to the accident, she went to Providence High School. She was a Kairos leader and a sacristan there, and she even went to Italy with the youth group. She's always giving of her time and energy to everyone. After the accident, she had to relearn everything, things that we take for granted. Eating, talking, walking, all those sorts of things that we take for granted. She does live at home with a wonderful family and a good support team. There's not a day that goes by that Bridget isn't talking to someone about how God has touched her life and how He wants to touch their life as well. She loves Jesus and loves to talk about Him. A few of the things that she loves to do is horseback riding. Once a week at the Hanson Center, that's in Burr Ridge, I believe. Some of her hobbies include making pot holders, candles, and holiday crafts. Her family will be using the grant to set up a trust in her name. And so with that, I'll give you a quick history of the grant. I have an autistic son who's 28. His name's Christian. And
Well, pray for Christian.
thank you. And I wanted to set up a legacy from the Homer Township Highway Commissioner's position. And even after I'm gone, I'm hoping that they pick up the ball and they carry it on past my days. And
God bless you.
this should be something that should be given every year. As you all know, people with special needs have a challenge. They have lots of challenges in their life. Once they turn 22, all of the support mechanisms that they had through their younger years seem to disappear, and they're not as prevalent. So financial support is something that they all need, and it's something that goes a long way with their recovery. So with that, I'd like to present the check for $5,000 and a couple of balloons to Bridget.
Wait, what? Wait, can
Come
you
on.
say it again? You do it. What is it?
That's for you, and that's for receiving this grant. And I'm going to tie this onto your
Oh my God.
thing here.
Oh wait, excuse me. Excuse me, hold on a minute. Hey, hold on. Hey. Oh my God.
Well, thank you.
Oh my God. Just,
So
you
let me get down on the knee here.
Yeah.
Smile with you. How's that? And I'm not married.
Oh,
Hey, Brent.
I'd like to give her.
Your hand motion.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Now you got to cross.
That's a tough one. All right. So you want to say a couple more words? I will give you a couple more minutes.
excuse me, just, you know, you should not even give anything. I just love all the gifts you've given me, but you know what I do love the most? I like that you're even kind of tearing up a little bit, because you know what? God has blessed you. God is loving it, honestly. I do really treat God, even treat love that no matter what, I'll pay with it with a good intention. Maybe I'll donate or I'll give someone else a different kind of love nation that I would love to be, because you know what? Thank you so much for a gift. And
You're
honestly,
welcome,
you know
dear.
what?
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for getting me better. And honestly, what's your name again?
Brent,
Well, Brent, when I go to bed, Brent, I'll pray for you, Brent. God
Thank you.
bless you. Have a good one.
we all need prayers.
So I love my $1 million baby, but you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
I honestly wouldn't do. Can I, if I could ask Mom, can I quickly just give up and can I stand up and give her a hug, please? May I, please? Is that okay?
You're not going into it.
I won't. I'll be mad.
We just had a lot of Xenon treatment today.
Okay.
For her muscles and that.
Oh, that's okay.
Wait, just wait.
She's all freaked out.
I got you. Yeah, okay, got it. Thank you. Yeah, you can.
Excuse me, everyone. Can I just say one simple, beautiful thing? Thank you so much. And look, excuse me. Thank you so much for thank you so much for getting me better. And no matter what God is taking care of me, but honestly, I really truly amazing. God really loves you too, and I love the $1 million babies that you gave me. But honestly, no matter what I see, God bless you, and God love you, and I honestly love you.
Well, thank you. God bless you.
And honestly,
Thank you so much.
Okay. You got her? Do you have her? Oh, yeah, I have a Catholic. I'm a Catholic. Yeah.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
No.
God bless you, and
always likes the digits. She has to church. She has to fix the church with those digits.
Sorry, I don't mean that we cried.
Thank you. Thank you
And I
so much.
really appreciate it.
Thank you.
God bless you, and I love you so much. I love you.
Yeah, we love you too.
Okay. So the next thing we have is open forum, where we have public comments for 3 minutes. Vicky's got the names, and she'll start calling them out.
She loves everyone. Okay. All right, our first speaker is Gail Schneider. Gail?
Good evening, Supervisor Ballich and trustees. Recently, the township created a new tab on the township's website titled Walter Farm. Under that tab, you posted some old documents related to Walter Farm property, including a copy of minutes from the Village of Homer Glen from June 25th, 2002. I've seen a post on social media by Supervisor Ballich saying the property is zoned E1 with a link provided to those minutes, leading people to think that the minutes back up his statement. I would assume this was an effort to support the recent attempt by the township to justify putting a high-density subdivision on the open space property known as the Walter Farm. In fact, those minutes do not show that that portion of the Walter Farm the township had under consideration for subdivision was rezoned. In the minutes of June 25th, 2002, the Village of Homer Glen Board, of which I was a member at the time, voted on approximately 30-acre planned unit development, PUD, titled Founders Crossing. The PUD did not include the larger portion of the Walter Farm that you recently considered for development. The 2 lots within the PUD were rezoned. Parcel 1 was rezoned from A1 to E1. That is the parcel that was later developed into the Homer Township senior housing development. Parcel 2 was rezoned from A1 to C2. That parcel was later developed into the Founders Crossing strip of storefronts that now includes Pelican Harry's, Pepe's, and other businesses. The Illinois state statute for open space ultimately dictates how open space lands can be used. Developing high-density subdivision on open space lands is not included as the use for open space, no matter what zoning category the land is. This is the main point to understand on this issue, and moving forward, the Illinois state statute is the guide for open space lands, not zoning. Also, I wanted to thank you for addressing the problem with the video recording of my public comment at a previous meeting. I do appreciate that you posted my full written comment to compensate for the missing portion of the video recording. It has come to my attention that the videographer posts a duplicate of the township recordings on Rumble. On that version, music is playing over my comment. That version was shared by an elected official on social media, and I would appreciate if you would ask the videographer to take that video down and post the version you have shared on the township website, the one without the music playing over my content. Thank you very much. I'd like to respectfully submit this.
All right, thank you, Gail.
And I have a copy of the PUD if anybody wants to see it.
Christina Ensky?
Yeah.
Frankie?
Yes, thank you guys, thanks for having me. Brent, that was amazing.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
thank you.
exactly what this township and the village should do, to work together for the special needs community, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here on behalf of the American Legion Post 2011. Commander Lou Zemke had asked me to come here tonight and had me ask for the township's support. They're not asking for money, they're not asking for any sort of funds. They are asking for each one of your individual support as in like attending their events that they have, helping them promote their events that they have. They truly want unity with any municipality within Homer Glen. Their new post that started in 2019, named after Michael Oliveri. There's a lot of politics going on lately, and they would really like to see the township, the village, and even the library work together on helping them promote their American Legion. There's another American Legion in Lockport, and there's a VFW in Lockport as well. I can't speak on their behalf, but I'm sure they would love your support as well. The American Legion Post has events such as like a Veterans Day event, a Memorial Day. They have senior socials, which thank you, Mr. Ballich, for attending the other day. That was very nice to see you there. But they would like to see all of you there and kind of just help them get the word out that they're here, they're looking for members, and would like to see you guys share it on Facebook or emails. So Lou will be at the next meeting to tell you a little bit more, but he had asked me to come today just to promote that. Okay, that's it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Sherry, Boniki Cooling.
Yep. So I have a lot to say, so I'm gonna go fast. So my name is Sherry Benicki Cooling. On June 3rd and then again on June 23rd, I wrote and sent the following email to Clerk Bozen and Supervisor Balich. Hello Vicki, I'm writing in reference to the spring summer newsletter that went out to residents. First, I did not give permission for my name to be printed in any newsletter. I was also not asked for a quote about the Homer Township Democratic Organization's donations as an individual or as the HTDO chair as others were. Second, the holiday decoration donations were made by the Homer Township Democratic Organization, and as myself and chair, I am requesting a correction be made in the next newsletter, and the Homer Township Democratic Organization be credited for their efforts to ensure many more families were represented. Please include exactly which flags were flown. It was very clear in my correspondence who the donations were coming from. Third, at no time was the Homer Township Democratic Organization or any other individuals offered a sign from the township announcing them as the group making the donation. While we find announcing our charitable donations, charitable contributions distasteful, we do find it discriminatory that only one specific type of donation received that signage paid for by the Homer Township taxpayers. Please advise on how you plan to right that wrong. Thank you. That was the end of my email. It's now July 11th, and I've not received a response as to why my name was used in a community newsletter without my permission and in the wrong context. I want to know why an entire organization, the HTDO, was omitted as donors to the community and why taxpayer funds have been misappropriated to pay for a sign to highlight only the Christian-based holiday donation. Even the Living Nativity was heavily advertised without one mention of the other decorations. While I'm sure this will be misconstrued by certain friends of the supervisor as an attack on Christianity, it is not. It's an attack on inequality. You must stop excluding your neighbors that don't look like you, don't think like you, don't live like you, and don't vote like you. So please do better, and please make it right. A couple of other notes on the agenda. Steve, you might be able to clarify when you get to 7A. City of Lockport has approved 69 residential homes to be built in Oak Meadows. They haven't, they're not even talking about it until tomorrow's city council meeting. And someone I had seen somewhere mention that probably wouldn't even go to planning until August. And then 10A, a motion to approve all payment of bills for May of 2022. With it being July, I guess I would have thought that May's bills would have been paid. So if we are not paying bills for 2 months, then who's paying the late fees on those bills? Are there late fees on those bills that get paid? That's all I have. And if I could, Vicki, I'd like to submit this to you.
Sure.
After invitation. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you, Sherry, for your comments. Okay, Ellen Moriarty.
Hi, good evening, Homer Township Board. So, first off, I'm just curious as to the status of the sheriff's investigation into the flyer gate at Cross of Glory Church. Trustee Bonomo repeatedly said on social media that something untoward had gone on, and they were fingerprinting, taking fingerprints off people's cars and other stuff, and needless to say, I guess bingo had to be moved because we can't have politics involved in bingo. So now bingo is going to be over at Konos, my understanding, and I'm wondering, so now that it's can't be political and it's going to be moved to Konos, where political events and discussions are commonplace, will the political signs remain outside at Konos, and will there be electioneering allowed inside during bingo? And then to the highway department and tonight's award, what happened to the other 4?
We only have one
awards?
applicant.
Only have
We have
one
one
applicant.
applicant.
Okay, so the other 4 are just not going to happen.
We'll
Okay.
roll over to next year.
Very good. And, okay. And how is it funded by the highway department?
Half by me, half by the road district.
Okay, so by the taxpayer, in other words.
We're giving back to the community, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and is that legal? Is that under highway jurisdiction? Is that in the charter of what the highway commission can do? Okay, so we don't know. We'll find out. And so, and you're hoping to make a legacy out of it so that you want it to continue. You want the taxpayer to continue something in your name years to come from now. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Ellen. Dan Fialco. Dan, you're good? All right. Thanks, Dan. Just make a little note on there.
Okay. Next, we have Clerk Bozen's report.
Sure. I'd like a motion to approve the June 13th, 2022 monthly Township Board meeting minutes.
I'll start the motion. I'll second.
Thank you, guys. And all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, motion passes. And then just a little update about the Homer Township Annual Parade. We did have to use our rain date, which was Sunday, June 26th. And I think for the most part, we had a very good attendance by all. There were a lot of people on the side of the road, a lot of kids looking for candy, so that was really nice. And I hope that we can do it again next year. And I just wanted to take maybe a moment of silence for the Highland Park Parade. It was such a tragedy, and it was just basically 1 week later from our parade, and if we could just all take a moment of silence, I would appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, that concludes my report.
Okay, now we're on number 7A, and there was a question earlier about that one. The city of Lockport has a residential unit coming in, and we have a plan commission here, and we were notified of the project. And so this is basically a typo. It's supposed to be our planning commission. We didn't meet on it because our timing doesn't jive with all this stuff. We get stuff from the county, and we meet planning commission as this group right here, the entire board. So everyone got the email, and there was no zoning that was illegal, and there was no variance in it being asked. So if we objected and they took it to court, we would lose because they didn't do anything that's contrary to the law. So everyone just said, okay, fine. Well, yeah, it has to go through the Lockport Plan Commission. It's got to go forward. But we, as a Plan Commission, and that's why it's not, we're voting on it. We just said, go ahead.
So it's not approved?
No.
Oh, thanks for the.
No, we sent them a letter, we sent it to the county, really.
Gotcha.
And we said, we don't have a problem with it. And that's why we didn't have a problem, because I've been on the land use committee for 9 years at the county. And if it's zoned correctly, and they're not asking for a change in zoning, then whether you like it or not, you can't stop it for that reason. And if they're not asking for a variance in building codes, which they weren't in what we saw, then you can't stop it either. So if you do, they take you to court, which has happened numerous times at the county, and then the judge rules, and then the taxing body has to pay for the lawyer fees. So that's why you see it like that. It's not we're not having a motion to vote on it. We just didn't object to it.
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay. The next one is Homer Township is to receive ARPA funds in August, and I can't say it, a tongue twister, CDBG funds in October for Founders Crossing Senior Housing. And that's just an update because people were asking me, where's the money? Well, the money isn't here yet, but it's coming real soon. And the next, as soon as it gets here, we're going to start the projects. The engineering has already been in place, so it's going to start pretty quick. Hopefully we can beat the weather and get it done this year. And we got, before we go on to, we have early voting was a success. The county comes here, and behind you can see all the machines. And I told the county that we want this to remain as a place to vote, but I don't want to have the township pay for people to man it. So they man it, the county mans it, so it doesn't cost the taxpayers here any money, and the county takes care of it. So you know what's going on, you know, to be upfront, and it was very successful, and you know, hopefully the general election, they're a lot more busier. And the one of our trustees, Mr. Garwin, he wants to say something.
Yeah, just a minute, if, thanks, Steve. The township would like to sponsor a food drive for the Lockport Fish Food Pantry. They are in dire need. I visited them a couple of weeks ago, made some donations, and they were saying that the shelves are emptying out, and the sad part is there's a lot of new faces showing up, along with, you know, the people they've been, you know, helping for quite some time. So the dates, we're thinking late the last week of July, first week of August would be a 2-week length. We'll use social media to get the word out, and more details will follow. But I just wanted to get that out there today. So Steve, thanks for the minute.
And then one other piece of information that we didn't get out, because I just got the okay today. State's Attorney Glasgow will be at our next meeting to talk about what's going to happen on January 1st unless we get the state to withdraw their stupid crime bill, which will mean that not all the inmates, we have between 600 and 800 inmates a day in the Will County Jail, and after January 1st there'll be 100 or less, because there's going to be no bail anymore, and anyone that didn't go to trial within 90 days is going to get released, and there's no bail. So I was told by the state's attorney he'll come and address that issue to the board and everybody that wants to hear it, but it's a stupid bill, and all it does is say, come on and rob us, and when you get caught, you don't go to jail, because all they can do is, there's no bail, so they can't take you. So it's very, very difficult to understand from what I'm saying. I put the crime bill up on different formats so you could see it. But Mr. Glasgow is pretty aggravated about it, because he said that our town will become like Chicago. And Chicago will become like The Purge. You know that movie? So it's about everybody. It's not about Republicans or Democrats, it's about everybody. So if you're coming next time, listen to Mr. State's Attorney Glasgow, because it's going to be important to hear what he got to say. So with that, we'll move on to Brent Porfilio's Highway Commissioner report.
Is electioneering during a board meeting legal?
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Brent,
It's not election.
Okay.
Okay.
So with the grant award, it's not in my name, it's in the Homer Township Highway Commissioner's name, not under my name. It's the title of the person that holds that office. And they have the option on whether to continue it or get rid of it. Okay. Labor Union 150, I don't know if anybody has heard about the strike that they've been on for the last 2 months. It's crippling the transportation industry. What happened was the union went on strike against 3 of the largest quarries in the region, Vulcan, Lehigh, and Lafarge, and because of it, stone, asphalt, and concrete is very difficult to obtain right now, and it's causing a lot of shutdowns and layoffs, and it's a mess, and it's affecting a lot of the projects in Homer Township especially. The facility build-out updates. The building build-out is going to be done this month, I'm told, by the end of the month. The paving contract, which was awarded to PT Farrow, is going to be starting up depending on when the strike ends. And it's going to be a 6 to 8 week project, depending on weather. The 2022 roadway program for this year has been awarded to Austin Tyler. That project as well is dependent on the strike being resolved. because of the asphalt and concrete that's not as available as it should be. That is a 8 to 10 week completion cycle. We're hoping to get it in this year. Farrell Road is being improved, if any of you haven't noticed. We have 0.8 miles of that project. That's within the township unincorporated boundaries. There's a joint IGA being written between the city of Lockport, the Homer Township Road District, the Lockport Township Road District, allowing for a 2-year payment cycle for our portion of the work. It's going to be a $100,000 total bill, $50,000 per year, split up for the 0.8 miles. That project has been completed up to 159th Street, down to Bruce, just south of Bruce Road. There still is about a half a mile left north of 159th that they haven't started yet because the asphalt is not available like they want it to be. There's a bike trail going up along 355. It does affect some of our sections of unincorporated road miles. At Bruce Road, they just reopened the road last week. They had a tunnel crossing underneath it, and they had to open cut the roadway to put in a concrete arch to allow the bike trail pedestrians to get underneath the crossroad. Along Gauger Road, just south of 159th Street, down to 163rd, they're putting a bike trail spur over there. I don't know if you've seen all of the clutter that's on the side of the road, but they're putting in storm sewer retaining walls and the bike trail itself. I don't know when it's going to be done because it depends on the strike again. And lastly, on Tamerling Drive, I met with the residents on June 20th to resolve their traffic and truck issues with trucks and traffic using a residential street to cut over from Smith Road, between Smith Road and Archer Road. And I've come up with some solutions that I'm going to provide to the residents, and they're going to take a vote on it. That's the only way we could come to a rational decision, because everybody had different ideas on what to do. So I recommended a few options, and that's how we're going to resolve it. My staff is out there taking traffic counts for 1 week, in the morning from 6 to 9, and at night from 3 to 6 during peak hours to document the traffic, in case anybody ever wants to see those traffic counts and see how many trucks and cars use that street. You're welcome to ask me for that and FOIA it. It doesn't really matter. Something that is also a worry out there is they don't have any sidewalks, so the kids that are walking to the bus or down to a friend's house down the street have to use the street. There was a fatality on that street, by the way, a while back because of this. So we're trying to resolve that issue. And that's all I got.
Thanks, Brent. Okay, the next one will be Assessor Carmen Morales' report.
Hello, everybody. Just an update. Our books were signed over to county. They're going to start reviewing them to submit for treasury so they can start issuing bills. We will know by July 20th what our multiplier will be for assessments. A lot of times in future years you see like a 1 added as the multiplier, but with the increase in housing prices and stuff, we're looking at like a 1.05 as a multiplier, so that's going to change some assessments for the year. That comes down from state and county, so that's really not anything we have control over. And they look at the sales ratios and throughout this state and county, and they compare them, and then that's where they kind of come up with the evaluation. We'll see it throughout the state, kind of in different counties and also in different townships. So that's all I have for my update. That's it, Steve.
Okay. The next thing, before we move on from the county, Trustee Bonomo wants to say something.
Yeah, I'd like to clarify some things. First of all, for the last, it's been probably about 14 months I've been running bingo for the seniors. And I've had a lot of help. Mark's helping a lot, Angel. I've had Michelle Kerfin from State Farm, Cindy Laha. A lot of people have helped out. And Dana O'Brien, who's the deacon over at Cross of Glory, has been gracious enough to allow me to use her facility. No questions asked. I'm able to use her kitchen, use her facility. We've had our Christmas event there as well. The only reason why we're not allowed to do it tomorrow, which is my next bingo, is because she's having an event there tomorrow. I will continue to be using Cross of Glory next month and as long as I can. The only disruption will be is if Dana has an event, and I'm not going to interfere with that whatsoever. Walt Kono and Christine stepped up to the plate when I was informed last month that we cannot use their facility and allowed me to use Kono's, no questions asked. Joey's Red Hots is providing food at no charge, and we're having an ice cream truck for the seniors. Nobody has stepped up to help outside of our immediate group, okay? I take time off of work. I spend my own money for ancillary supplies, the plates, the cups, the drinks, everything else, okay? And I'm not going to stand here and be criticized for the hard work I'm putting into this event. And for what people did last month and putting sheets of paper on people's vehicles is against the law. We're going to have Will County Sheriff outside from this point forward. If anyone dares to step on their property and disrupt my event or put papers on their cars, will get arrested. That is against the law. If they chose to do fingerprints, that's not my decision. I recommended it to catch the person that did it because it was against the law. And the person that did it, which I'm sure you probably know who it is, should step forward and be
I
arrested.
have no idea.
Well, I'm just suggesting it because I want to clarify it's against the law.
You can
That's all I'm
take
going to
your
say.
accusations,
I'm not making
trustee
any
Bonomo.
I'm not making any accusations.
Mr. Bonomo,
I'm speaking. You're not allowed to speak. I'm making a statement.
Mr. Bonomo has the floor.
I have the floor. And I'm just here to say that for anybody to question what I'm doing, could step forward and help me in any way, shape, or form. It's volunteer work. I'm not getting paid for it, but I'm using my money and people's time to give 65 to 85 seniors a fun time. And not one has complained, okay? So I'm not going to stand there and say Cross of Glory has made a decision or not by not knowing the facts, okay? And I just explained it to everybody. And that's the way it goes. I'm going to continue doing this for the seniors. Anyone wants to step up, they're more than welcome to. It's a great time. They love it. They're having fun. And that's all there is to it. So I'll end it at that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Well, thank you, Mike, for volunteering.
Okay,
Because
so-
it does-
so
excuse
because
me,
I was
excuse
addressed-
me, I am
because I
talking.
was addressed, I did not get to
No,
respond.
no, you don't.
Excuse
Public
me.
comment is over. Public comment
I
is
just
over.
want to
It's not
say
a public
that-
comment. I was addressed
No, no,
from,
no,
I was addressed from the
I
dais.
am the supervisor is the chair of the meeting. He controls who has the floor. Public
I was
comment is
addressed from the
over.
dais.
Then you address the board.
Trustee Bonomo, I did not realize it was a 1 month
Ma'am, you're out of order.
Yeah.
You're in
So-
violation.
I just wanted to say that, Mike, I've heard nothing but excellent response from everyone, including people who have volunteered and taken their time out of their busy schedule to help you out. They said everything has been running smoothly, the seniors are very happy, they've had wonderful events, wonderful food, they are always complimenting the food, and just the camaraderie of getting together. So I would just like to thank you for everything you've been doing.
And thanks to everyone for helping.
Okay. Now we're going to go into the accounting, and somebody asked a question about why there was a difference in the dates. We pay our bills on time. Last time we had a typo on the minutes, and the minutes date was wrong. So advice to the attorney, just approve them all again.
So May's bills have been paid and there's no late fees.
No,
The May bills were presented to the board last month, but unfortunately it said April on the agenda.
Okay.
So we are just, again, it had been presented, so they did approve the May bills. We're just gonna do it one more time, just for technicality purposes.
Because we don't want to pay late fees.
We're not paying late fees. Yeah.
okay, I need a motion to approve all of the bills for May 2022. Founders Crossing Bond, Founders Crossing General, General Assistance, Open Space, Park Developer Contribution, Park Town Road and Bridge, and Equipment and Building.
I'll start the motion.
I'll second.
Right.
You call the roll.
I will take a roll call. Okay, trustee Rivera,
Yes.
trustee Conley,
Yes.
trustee Bonomo,
Yes.
trustee Garwin,
Yes.
supervisor Bowich.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes.
And you need a motion to approve all payment of bills for June 2022. Founders Crossing Bond, Founders Crossing General, General Assistance, Open Space, Park Developer Contribution, Park Town Road and Bridge, and Equipment and Building. You get a motion for that?
I'll start the motion.
I'll second the motion.
And I will take a roll call. Trustee Bonomo,
Yes.
trustee Garwin,
Yes.
trustee Rivera,
Yes.
trustee Conley,
Yes.
supervisor Bowich.
Yes.
Okay, so motion passes.
Okay, under new business, I have one item. Didn't put it on because we didn't have enough time, but I was at the VFW club yesterday, and they asked if Homer Township would recognize them as the Township American Legion. I said VFW, I meant American Legion, sorry. But they asked me about recognizing them as our American Legion from Homer Township, and they are. So I'm going to ask that the clerk put that on the agenda for the next meeting to recognize the American Legion at the Marion Village as the Homer Township American Legion. It's still going to be called, what I can't remember their name now. Grant?
You have to list it by post number.
Yeah, I don't remember the number.
It's 11 something.
We'll find out, but it doesn't matter for this, because I just want to make sure that's on the agenda and everybody knows. So I can tell
2011, I
the,
wrote it down when
I'm
she
sorry?
was talking before, 2011. I just
2011.
happened to write
Oh,
that,
2011?
2011.
Okay, thank you for the
Yeah, so
clarification.
the only reason I brought it up now is because the gentleman said he's going to come next month. I didn't
Right.
know that, but I want to make sure next month we're voting on it, and I don't see anyone saying no, so, you know, it's a good thing. Then the next thing is old business. We have none. Yeah, go ahead.
For the special needs grant, I would like to extend thanks for Nicole Laha, who is the chairman of the Ability Awareness Committee in Homer Glen, along with the members of the Ability Awareness Committee of Homer Glen for their assistance in the grant. And I also would like to thank the HR Director, Stacy Petronakos from Homer Glen, for coordinating the award as well. That's all I got.
Thanks, Brett, for your hard work too, by the way. on this.
So with that, we have no executive session. I don't like doing executive sessions. I think everything should be public unless it's really necessary. So we need a motion to adjourn.
Who said that? This on this one? Oh, sorry.
A motion to adjourn.
Okay.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, motion passes. Thank you, everyone. 7:42.
You got time to